Going.
God! Oh, man. It's been a crazy, crazy rainy Sunday.
Yes.
And do I need to move this over more this way?
Oh, maybe a little
Maybe
bit.
that way.
A little bit better.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We're both on the struggle bus today, so you're going to have to just forgive us.
We are. This is either going to be long and make no sense or real short.
Yep.
And she wants me to do a craft. I can't think.
Hey, well, neither one of us can think, so quite frankly.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
It's even. Anyway, as I'm getting our craft set up.
Yeah.
Why are we here, Kelly?
We are here to discuss our book club book for January, Killers of a Certain Age by Deanna Raybourn. That is what we are here to discuss today. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
See, we warned you guys. This was my pick for January.
Yes.
And it was one that Kelly had actually, a book that Kelly brought to my attention. So really, we kind of picked this book together.
We did.
Yeah. So, yeah, and while we talk about the book, I'm setting up our craft today where we're going to be pretty much just making things with records, old records. All of these I was going to take to Goodwill, and I'm like, you know what? Scrolling on Pinterest, I saw that there were some pretty cool things you can do with records.
Ah, Pinterest.
Pinterest. Gets me every time.
There we go.
So, yeah. There might be some records in here that Kelly's just like, we can't demolish these.
I'm like, really? What?
I don't know.
Some of them I've never heard of, though. I'm just like this one. I don't even.
Yeah. It was in my parents' stack of records.
Is that actually the name of the group?
Hamilton,
it is.
Joe,
Hamilton,
Frank.
Joe, Frank, and Reynolds. Dennison. But there's only 3 of them.
Yeah.
So Joe Frank must be one guy. So Hamilton, Joe Frank,
And Dennison. Yeah. Playboy records. Oh my gosh, I can't paint over that.
Playboy.
I can't paint over that.
Well, I don't know if you can get a load of this. The guy's got a cape. One guy's got a. Let me take the plastic off. One guy's wearing a cape, and one guy's got a top hat and a walking stick. So I'm like, that is height 70s fashion right there.
Oh yeah.
They are smooth.
Oh yeah.
Smooth. Okay, well, anyway. I've never heard of them before.
Me neither.
Whatever. So, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so making things.
So yeah, I saw on Pinterest that you can turn a record into a heart by cutting it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you cut records. Scissors? Is Sarah Scissors tough enough to cut a record?
I don't know.
I don't know either. If we can't cut it, then we can also just paint on it. Because I've seen some where they do XOXO or just put hearts around it. I don't know. Okay, this is a last minute decision.
It is, but it's really funny because I have no artistic ability at all. I can't draw anything. I can't draw stick figures. They just don't even look like stick figures.
I am just as
okay. Well, here we go.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be fun. Okay,
Do you have scissors up here?
I do over there. We're gonna find out if that works. I guess.
Yeah, because I am determined to try and make a heart today. That's my goal.
I don't know if it will or not.
I don't know either. I'm scared.
So anyway, you want to talk about the book?
Oh yeah, the book. What we're really here to talk about.
Yeah.
So, Killers of a Certain Age by Deanna Raybourn. Oh, that's not going to be pretty.
Let me see these scissors. I just want to see if it'll.
It's really hard to try and make a heart from this because all the groups in the record want to.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
No. Dang.
and it'll just chip, I think.
Damn.
No. They probably had like snips, like 10 snips
Oh,
or something like that, maybe. I don't know, because these are like, I mean, look, it's just what I cut. Well, you guys can't see it, but where I just cut the whole thing just chipped out. So I don't know that scissors are the thing. I don't know. Okay, well, anyway.
New play. Anyway,
New play.
so Killers of a Certain Age is about these 4 60-year-old women who were trained to be assassins. They were a part of one of the deadliest team of assassins, the Sphinx,
Mm-hmm.
I think, in their organization that they were a part of, which was called the Museum. And they were part of the museum and took out a whole bunch of people during that time. It was like for 40 years they were part of the museum, and then they decide, okay, it's time to retire. So they go on a cruise that was like all inclusive, free to them, given to them by the museum. And while they're on the cruise, they find out that somebody has put a hit out on all of them, and now they have to try and figure out who it is without becoming a target themselves, or without dying, I guess. It's kill or be killed.
Yes.
So yeah, it's the premise sounds really good, like, you know, the Golden Girls meets James Bond, or like Grandma Assassins. Like, I'm here for it. I got my grandma fit on today.
Granny cardigan.
This is actually Grandma Jane's.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
So this is
Granny's.
Yeah.
Aww.
So, yep, I figured I'd get a little grandma cord today. But yeah, so that is the premise of the book. And or at least what it was supposed to be. I don't think it's what it was.
Oh, well, I think it's what it was. I mean, it was.
I mean,
they did go on a cruise, and they did avoid getting killed, and then it was kill or be killed. It was what it said it was.
Because
give me a paintbrush. Shush.
I personally.
Why do you think it wasn't?
Because I don't think that the characters read off as older women. I think they read off as just 20-year-old assassins.
Really?
100%.
Huh.
There wasn't anything in there while I was reading it that I'm like, I don't know. There were like a couple of things, I guess, that kind of were thrown in there that made me think, okay, well, maybe they are like a little bit older, but nothing that really just stuck out to me.
Okay, so here's what I think, and maybe, I'm just going to throw this out there, is that when you think 60-year-old older woman, do you think like gray-haired, knitting, half glasses? Because here's, and I started out that way. But see, the thing is I'm not going to say how close, but I'm fairly close to that 60 mark. Your Aunt Marissa is fairly close to that 60 mark.
Okay, well, when you say things like that, then it makes
so I mean, I'm on the close side to that 60 mark. I'll just say that. So, you know, I think it's what your thought of a 60-year-old is. Because I kind of got caught in it myself. And then I realized, it's like, so I started to think, who, if they made this into a movie, which I think it would make a really cool
think it would
movie,
make a better movie
actually,
than a book.
Who would play these women?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, who comes to my mind is women like Jodie Foster or Annette Bening. And they are not Grandma Moses in the rocking chair. You know what I mean? So.
Okay, well, when you say it like that, and I think that is what just happened to me then, is that I was thinking, like, okay, they're just like 80 and not 60.
Right. And I mean, to be fair, like when I was growing up and my grandma was 60, she was the short haircut, gray hair,
Mhm.
permed, so that she could just wash and go,
Of course.
you know. But it's not quite. That's what because I was like, dang, this 60-year-old woman is like jumping around and wrapping her legs around. But then I realized it's like, not that I could do that, but but I realized, like, dang, that is not that much older than I am. And if I had spent my entire life training like that
Uh-huh.
and keeping myself physically fit and things, well, hell yeah, I could still do that at my age.
That's fair.
So, but I got caught in that too. And I had to kind of stop and go, wait just a minute.
Yeah. All right. Well, I can understand that. I think it would have been better still if they had then made the characters older. And then, or something. Or like, I just wanted to have like
But could they have done what they needed to do if they were that old though?
Probably not, but I think it would have been funny to be like, hand me my cane or something. I don't know.
I think I was expecting it to be campier than it was.
Yeah.
I really was. Except, the hormonal hot flashes, those were kind of funny.
Yeah.
So that.
Maybe I just didn't relate to this book because I'm not there yet.
I will say too, though, the author did at times do kind of feed into that disconnect because, she would describe them, of course, as they were, but then she would throw things in like, how they got away with doing some things was because, everybody expects older women to be, and it's like, well, now hold on.
Okay, see that is, yeah, that's true.
Are your women
people.
grannies or are your women, because I'm sorry. Okay, occasionally the cashier at the grocery store does want to ask me if I'm eligible for the senior discount on Wednesdays, okay? So that does happen occasionally. It's been ages and ages since I was carded for alcohol. But I don't think people look at me and see granny.
No.
Right? So I don't think I could get away with, like she was talking about, where people were kind of like hardwired to think a certain way about an older woman in trouble or something like that, So, but I'm like, you can't do that. I mean, when they were in disguise, sure.
Right.
But she was doing it when they were not in disguise.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you can't really have it both ways here. Either they are or they aren't.
Yeah.
But anyway. Anyway. I didn't really have that.
I mean, now that you said it wasn't something that made me like really dislike the book or like would have made it lose a ton of stars. I ended up giving this book 3 stars because I just thought it was kind of meh. I felt like a lot of the things that happened to them and stuff in the book happened way too easily. Like when she first made the mark on the cruise ship, and then they went back and took him out and all of that. It's like, that was just way too simple.
Yeah, I thought so too.
And then their plan when they were trying to get off the cruise ship, there was like a problem with the logic here, because they said that like, well, if we get off the ship, then they're going to know that we're missing and that we're not dead. So we can't give them our names. But then they go and get in the line and give them their names.
Yeah.
And then they get off. Like, I was just so confused because I'm like, what's...
Well, and Hector knew him. The ship dude that Natalie had been flirting with. He knew them. And they, instead of killing him, they just chucked him overboard and then yelled for somebody to go help him.
Yeah.
Well, okay, sure. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, there was some things. I think some things were clever as far as like the nicotine one.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if
I meant
that's
to Google and see if that's actually like you could do
a
that.
thing. That's what I wondered,
Yeah.
but I thought I don't think in the quantities they described, I don't think it would be that lethal.
Hmm.
I think you'd need a shitload more than what they, but maybe not. I don't know. But she sold it pretty well.
Yeah, she definitely did. I was convinced that, you know.
Yeah, that one was good. I was mad that the second one wasn't more clever like that.
That's like,
The second hit on the board.
oh, yeah.
So basically, they find out that it's the board of their own company put this hit out because supposedly they got information that these women were moonlighting,
Yeah, so like
and that's not allowed.
killing on the side.
Taking freelance contracts, and that's not allowed. And so they put a hit out on them. They were going to get rid of them. That's what they found out. And so they decided that the only way that they could be safe was if they killed the 3 members of the board and basically ruined the company, I guess, that they worked for. So yeah, the second hit when they went into the catacombs,
Yeah.
that was not very clever.
No,
done.
and that
Compared to what all the cleverness that came before.
right, and what all went down with that hit was like you guys are supposed to be like the best and all of this is going wrong. That sounds like you
Well,
sound like
it's like if you're gonna stab him, why not just slit his vocal cords so he can't yell and can't and don't
well, like they were talking about like where to stab him, like what artery.
yeah.
And there was another part in the book where she was discussing why her favorite was this one artery because, someone's going to bleed out in seconds. And that was like after they had after they took out that second board member.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even remember these ladies' names. I don't know who was part of it. But she stabbed the dude in the neck and not in the other one that was going to make him bleed out faster. And it's like, bruh, why would you choose that one just because it's your preference when you could have like picked the one to make him bleed out like right away? Then he wouldn't have got a shot off or hit the button to send his security.
Don't stab him until you have the gun under control.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? What the hell, ladies? Come on. So that wasn't terrible clever.
No.
Look, I can't even draw a flipping heart.
That's okay. I tried to make a tic-tac-toe board and it's not the same size in all of the squares.
We are not artistic.
No.
Well, not drawing anyway. I can't draw. Yeah,
Oh, nuts.
now the last one had a little more of that kind of campy get the crew together and here's what we're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
And then go on from there.
I liked the last one. Like the ending of
clever.
it was
Yeah.
alright.
Yeah, I did too.
What I really hated though was when it finally came out, like what the reason was for why the hit got put out on them in the first place.
Yeah.
It made no sense. It made no sense. It was literally just so that someone could try and like rise up through the ranks or whatever.
Take over.
Yeah, because there were like so many contingencies. He was pretty much like their bitch boy, and he wanted to, if the whole board got taken out, then he was the one that was going to him and the other lady that was part of his department were gonna, be at the top then, and run the whole company.
And she was out on maternity leave.
Yeah, so then it would have been him by himself for enough time to where he could put things how he wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But it made no sense. Like, he was basing it all on the fact that he thought that these 4 women could take out the whole board on their own. And, like, it literally, like, there were just so many things that could have gone wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like, this makes no sense. You're literally putting all of your faith in these 4 like, how did you even know that they were gonna try and take out the board? And, like, what if they didn't, though? Like, literally, the museum had all of the museum. All
Yeah.
of the resources. And so the fact that these 4 ladies were able to beat the museum was actually kind of unexpected. I mean, not for the reader, but, like,
Well, so because of this, like, with the hit order out on them, there was a bounty, basically. So whoever got them would get a big bonus payout. But you only ever saw one person come after them. Well, 2, I guess, really, but
yeah, but
that was
I
at
mean,
the
one
same
that was
time.
actually at the
It was at the same time.
yeah. It was just kind of dumb.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it was meant to be like a serious, like, I don't know. Can't even
I don't
think
think
of
that it was supposed to be serious either, but
But it wasn't campy enough
that's the problem, is that it wasn't supposed to be serious, but it still wasn't
to be
not serious.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know if you're trying to write a thriller, an action thriller, and you're just failing, or if you're trying to make it be a parody and still failing. Like, I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
It just ended up being like a meh book. And her writing wasn't bad. Like, it was a fast read. I didn't have a problem
Yeah.
with reading it. It's just I didn't really want to read it. Like, I didn't.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't think it was fleshed out enough. I think she included too much, because what she did include, there was too much and not enough time to flesh it all out. So, like, Billy was the main person. So in the present time, it was told in first person from Billy's perspective. But then there were flashbacks, and all the flashbacks were written in third person, present tense. And it was weird. It was a weird dynamic. And I don't know why she chose to do that. I don't know that it added anything. Maybe if in the present day she had switched up the viewpoint and had chapters from the viewpoint of all the ladies, then maybe
which would have been better.
Then maybe I could see the point of that, but it was always just like conveniently, whenever you needed to know a reason something was happening in the present, then there was a flashback chapter showing exactly why something was happening in the present.
Yeah. And I didn't appreciate that.
And a lot of times it was just info dumpy.
It was so info dumpy.
And Travner, he did not have a big enough part in the book. Was it Tavner?
I think so.
Well, whatever.
It doesn't matter.
Whatever. That dude. He did not have a big enough part in the book for the importance that the book tried to give him.
No.
So I don't.
Because that was supposed to be. He was supposed to be like this big old grand reveal, and when he did show up then later in the book, I was like, wait, who is this guy again? And it wasn't like a, oh my gosh moment, like he's here, and like, oh.
Well, he's portrayed it being like,
the one that got away.
The one that got away, the love that she could never be with because of their work. But yet there was literally one mention of him in the beginning. There was one flashback chapter that he was partially in. And then he shows up at the end like
knight in shining armor.
Yeah.
Let's be a savior to these women.
And being all hot and bothered because she didn't call and tell him that she was alive.
Yeah.
Well, why should she?
Exactly. It's like, you guys haven't spoken.
And he got married.
Yeah.
He had children. Life. And I'm like, why? Why would she call you?
Exactly.
You guys hadn't talked in years. Why would she think?
No sense.
But then it was like, from Billy's point of view, she was like, I should have called him. I messed up.
But she did it.
What?
Like, that pissed me off a lot, actually.
What?
Yeah.
I should have called. He's right. I should have called him. He has a right to be mad.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Whatever. So I didn't like that because I think that there was just too much. There was that it never got developed.
Right. Just
So-
like the characters.
Yeah. Yes. Definitely.
All of the characters were
Cardboard.
cutout stereotype or whatever. You have a grieving widow. You have the flirt. Like, it was pretty much
The cougar.
yeah.
You got the cougar.
Mm-hmm. You have
I don't even know
the
who-
gay. You have the gay one.
Oh yeah, Mary Alice was the gay one. Yeah.
You had the gay one. You had the cougar. You had the widow, and you had
The hard ass.
The hard ass.
Yeah.
And that's all it was. And it was just so frustrating to me because it's like I was having such a hard time telling them apart. And if I didn't know that the book was being told from Billy's point of view, I wouldn't have really known who she was. I didn't know who any of the other women were. I really wish that there would have been flashbacks. Like, if you're going to do flashbacks and stuff and show one of their origin stories, why not show all of their origin stories?
Right. Yes.
Like that.
This is supposed to be a group of women.
Exactly. It's not just about Billy. It's killers, plural, of a certain age. And the whole thing is surrounded by, being 4 women, 4 friends.
Yeah.
Who were part of this huge, great group. And they all had really interesting reasons for being recruited. Mm-hmm. And it was briefly mentioned how each one was recruited and why, but it never really went into detail, except for Billy.
Yeah.
And hers was the least interesting of the 4. I just, I wanted so much more, and I really didn't care if they won or if they lived or if they died, because they didn't come across as real.
Well, no, it really was just a light surface read. Mm-hmm. But the problem is the tone was too serious for a light surface read. And it's just I don't know. I think the book wanted you to take it more seriously than it was.
But that makes no sense.
But yet it didn't do the work to develop the plot or the characters enough that you could take it seriously.
Right.
So I don't know. It needed more jokes.
Oh, so much more jokes.
A lot more jokes would have lightened the mood and made it a really fun, just light read.
Yeah, because it was stuck in that in between where it wasn't a good light read. It wasn't a hard action read.
Right.
It was just a read.
Right.
I did it. It happened. But now, now what?
Yeah. But I gave it 3 stars too.
Look at us agreeing.
Because I did like it.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some shining moments.
There were. I like some of the things that Natalie said.
Yeah.
The cougar.
Yeah. I did. And I liked their interactions, some of them. It would have been nice to take it farther, because it seemed like in the beginning, Natalie was really, or maybe it was Mary Alice, was really digging at Billy. With little well, that's just what you do kind of shit.
Uh-huh.
And nothing ever came of that. There was no explanation for why she said that or anything. So, I don't know. I would have liked to have seen that and gotten more into their interactions. But when they went to kill the Nazi, so, the whole reason that Gilchrist hated Billy, right?
Right.
They spent chapters on that, but it wasn't interesting enough to spend chapters on. This is supposed to be the whole reason that these ladies are targeted.
Right.
Well, sort of.
Well, yeah.
Sort of.
One of the reasons.
It was how.
Part of the reason.
It was how the one guy got the board to go along with it. Mm-hmm. Was because Gilchrist was here's finally my chance for revenge.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And it wasn't that interesting. It just wasn't.
No, it's get over it, buddy.
So they spent,
Literally,
chapters on this when it wasn't that interesting.
because literally all it was, he just got his ego checked.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just like he got by this old lady, and his trainee had to save his ass, and he wasn't willing to accept that. Oh, this, I guess not trainee, but like underling.
Yeah, you're just here for backup.
Yeah, that she took out the Nazi and saved his ass.
Yeah.
He just couldn't let that go. Gosh, this poor man's ego. How dare she do that to him? Gosh, I wanted to punch him in the face.
No, I think that's the point.
Yeah, I mean that yeah.
You were supposed to want to punch him in the face.
Yeah.
Which is the whole reason that Billy was like raging at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So,
She should have just let him get shot.
Right.
Would have saved them all a lot of hassle at the end.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm there with you.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was okay. It was okay. If it had been funnier, more jokes, more menopause jokes. Oh my god, the menopause app.
Yes.
That was funny. Minka was a good character, and they never explained anything about her.
No, she was just there.
Nothing.
And I was just, why? Like, give me more.
And she was she sounded like such a cool character. And yet, nothing.
Yeah, like, where's her backstory, man?
Yeah. Okay, I am just like ruining this.
Oh, don't worry, I ruined mine as well. So.
I'm trying to make a flower, and it's just not working out. That looks like a ghost. Flipping somebody off.
Oh dear.
I have XOXO, and my big heart I turned into a balloon. And
the ghost flipping the bird.
I'm leaving it. Anyway. I just don't think it was very well developed.
No,
That's
she needed to pick which direction that she wanted to go. If she wanted to make it light fun and all of that, then she needed to stick with it. But if she really wanted an action thriller, then she needed to, I don't know, like there needed to be drama. And I needed to have like some thriller aspects to it, because there was never a time where I'm like, oh my gosh, they're in serious trouble right now.
Yeah, no.
There was none of that. It was just all, well, okay, they're going to figure this out. It's going to be fine. I really don't care.
Well, and the widow with the death wish. Make more out of that.
Yeah, like, come on, man. She had the perfect opportunity there to just be like, have one of them try and save, what was her name? Mary Alice? Helen?
Natalie. No, Helen. Helen was the widow. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like have one of them save Helen from her, like just standing in front of one of the dudes that's trying to get the bonus or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my god, I can't draw.
This is not going to look like a record by the time that I'm done with it. And that's kind of not the point.
This is bad. This will just be something for me to do while we're talking about the book, and it's going to go in the trash when we're done.
Yep. I'm thinking that's how it's going to be over here, too.
Because, I mean, yeah. Ew. Oh, see, Pinterest. That's what Pinterest does.
Yep. Well, this is typically how it goes for me. Is I see things on Pinterest and I'm thinking, oh, I could do that. And then I try and do it and it does not work out.
Yeah. I have to say that's kind of what happens to me too.
I have too much faith in my non-existent
abilities. Yeah. Oh, well, whatever.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
I think I just messed this up. Because this should be I don't want it to have a. I want it to be a stalemate.
Let me borrow the white while you're figuring that out then.
Okay. Next there, I'm gonna have to put another. Oh, but then I need this picture reference. Yeah, I don't know if I have too many other qualms about it. The book.
The book.
Yeah, just.
I.
Oh, that makes so much more sense. They did little hearts for the O's instead of an O. That's so much cuter. And they did do a little. Dang.
Why can I not draw a heart to save my life?
Looks good. Yeah. Man, this really is going to be a short discussion of this book.
Yeah, I mean,
there's not really a lot to talk about.
There's really not. I mean, they get off the boat and they make their way back. Oh, okay, so when they get to Billy, they go back to New Orleans where Billy has this little compound. Were you thinking the originals when they described? Have you never watched that?
No, I haven't.
Oh my goodness, you've never seen the originals?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well that's what I was thinking. So anyway, I was really hoping that once they got in there, it would look like crappy on the outside and then be all high-techy and nice on the inside, but it wasn't.
But that was another thing that was just wild to me, that it didn't.
Yeah.
Because they got paid well to be assassins.
Yeah.
And so it's like there was no reason. Like, what else did she spend her money on? She's been an assassin for 40 years. She's been able to travel with her job, and it's all been included with the museum. So, like, literally, where all of her money is just sitting in the bank? Like,
yeah,
that made no sense. Like, why? And if this is gonna be like your hideout and your home, knowing that you've done the things that you've done, why wouldn't you want to put extra things in there, like security and stuff? And I just, it made no sense for me. It was an old nun convent, which is not what I was thinking at all. Like, she made it sound like it was just bare bones, just like it should have been torn down years ago, and she's trying to live in it.
Well, what made me think of the originals was you walk through this gate and it enters this courtyard and it's got building on all 3 sides or 4 sides and then, galleries up above, which is kind of how it was described in this. So that's what made me think of it, but
I don't know if there's any. They're pretty low. It's pretty low on black.
But yeah, I thought, it's going to be all crappy on the outside, overgrown, rusted gate, and then they're going to get in there, it's all high tech and nice. No, it wasn't.
It really was just, crappy.
It really was just crappy.
Yeah, like that just made no sense to me.
Yeah. But it kind of, I don't know, it kind of sounded like, Billy was just never settled and made a home anywhere. This was just kind of a safe house.
True, but still.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I was really hoping for, I was hoping for a lair. Come on.
Give me Menneletter's bunker.
Yeah. Give me something cool, man. But again, I was expecting a lot more camp with this. I don't know what is it with me and expecting camp out of books lately and not getting it. This is like the 3rd one.
Well, this because of the way that they are promoted, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like if someone's gonna tell me, so some of these reviews on the book, I think, is another thing that like made you believe that it was going to be something that it was not, because Golden Girls meets James Bond. Golden Girls.
No.
No, it's not. Okay, because like those women are like 80 years old.
It's not Sophia.
Yeah,
Maybe Blanche.
yeah, maybe. But like that's what I was thinking. That's why I went into it thinking it was old ladies, and I read it was 60-year-olds. But it like didn't compute in my brain because I'm thinking Golden Girls.
Yeah.
And so that like really just you can't put those kind of reviews on your book because then it's gonna give people the wrong idea.
Mm-hmm.
And to call it an action thriller also is like not a good one either. Like all of it's just like this it's a thriller, a romp of a thriller.
No.
It wasn't a romp of a thriller. It was just a book.
Not really. Yeah, I didn't think so either.
A hilarious novel.
No. It had moments where it was funny.
Yeah. Like, I really like the one part, this is the one that stood out to me, where they were... Okay, well, I don't remember the scene all that well. There was something that happened, and some dude was being rude or whatever, and Billy was going to, like, attack him, and Mary Alice or whatever was just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. No, don't do it, Billy. And she was like, I wasn't gonna kill him.
Yeah.
But a light stabbing would teach him some manners.
Yeah, just some light stabbing.
Yeah. And then Mary Alice was like, don't worry, I'll trip him later.
Oh, that's right. Oh, in the line when they were dressed in their disguises, their old lady disguises, and this kid cut in line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
I thought that was
because they couldn't draw attention to themselves because they were trying to sneak in. So, so yeah. There were moments. The hot flash that made her go hide in the freezer. I'm like, oh, sister, I feel ya. You know? Like, I get it. I get that. And, when they would talk about how they were trying to climb or you fight and how afterwards their bones would ache, or how when they were they were crouched down and when they tried to stand up, their knees crackled.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I feel that.
So,
I feel that already.
I mean, there were moments, but
there just wasn't enough.
There wasn't enough.
And it wasn't consistent enough. That was the problem, is that they would be these things, and then they would go off and do something that a 20-year-old would do, and there wouldn't be any issues.
Yeah.
So it was like just random little spurts of like, oh yeah, wait, I forgot that my characters were older, and they would have issues with this. I need to.
And then they do it, and then it's like afterwards, like, oh,
yeah,
that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, there was like nothing.
I'm not as young as I used to be.
There was like nothing during it.
Yeah.
There was no just like my knee or something like. Yeah. Like, oh, I can't use that one. That's the bad knee or whatever.
Or to have a knee go out and then have to recover from it. You know. And do something else real fast, or I don't know.
That would have definitely added to the whole thriller aspect of it. Because then it would have been like, oh my gosh, are they actually going to get out of this?
What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it was okay for what it was.
Yeah, but it won't be a favorite read of the year for me, or of the month.
No. It was cute, but like I said,
could have been done better.
It was too middle of the road. Not enough camp to be silly, and too much silliness to be serious, and not enough development to be serious.
No, that just is something that really just bugged me about it, was just the lack of development for everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially the characters.
It could have been so good. The characters, it was there. It was like, you missed a layup, sweetie.
Yeah.
You missed a layup.
Yep. Yeah, they were just cardboard.
We don't like cardboard around here.
No, we don't.
We want our characters to make us feel things.
Unless the situations are campy.
Yeah.
Then it's okay. I don't know. Whatever. It wasn't. So 3 stars for me too. Because of that. It just wasn't developed enough to be better. Yeah. Just wasn't.
Better luck next time.
Yeah. I don't know. Like you said, the writing was good.
Yeah.
For the most part. It went fast.
I also thought that they were okay. This was something that was also a thing I had with it. They were so trusting of people from the museum after they found out that it was the museum that was targeting them. Because like the first call was to what's his name? Sweeney.
Well, they didn't know anything then. Remember, they called Sweeney to find out what was going on. They knew they knew that they were being targeted, but they didn't know why.
I'm pretty sure that they had an idea that it was from the museum at that point because dude was from the museum.
Right.
So they're like, our own organization.
But they didn't know why.
True.
And so they were going to Sweeney for information because
still.
Well, what else are they going to do though? How else are they going to find out information?
Why didn't they call Tavener? Why did it take the whole dang book to call him? Should have called him first because apparently, they should have called him.
He wasn't in it anymore though, was he?
I don't think he was.
I don't think he was in it anymore.
Well, neither was Sweeney. Sweeney was retired at this point.
Was he? Because he came after him for the bonus, though.
Well, just because of that doesn't mean that he's not retired. I don't know.
I don't know anyway. I figured they had to call somebody. They were going to have to call somebody. Because there's no other way to get information.
I just thought it just seemed very reckless to call Sweeney.
But what else were they going to do?
I don't know, Kelly. Well, I'm not a trained assassin.
I mean, they can't show up at any like headquarters or anything. I mean, they had to call somebody to figure out what was going on.
I suppose.
And they knew Sweeney because remember, it opened up with Sweeney and Gilchrist was who. The first two people. And then, of course, Natalie had a fling with him.
Yeah. Okay, maybe it's not so much that they called... It was how much they trusted Sweeney. That kind of
yeah, maybe.
Because they were just like, this and this and this and this is happening, and this is where we're at right now. You need to come meet us here and all this stuff. And they're taking precautions to hide from other people and stuff, but they're just putting all of their trust in Sweeney at this moment, thinking that he's not on the take. And it's like, I feel like you need to be a little bit more reserved on some of your information and what you know, because you don't know who's on the take. Because clearly somebody you once knew has put a hit on you. And just because you don't know who, I don't know. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't have trusted anybody. I've been like, man, all you are after me. I'm coming after all of you. I don't care.
Well, but they did not know. At that point, they did not know.
They should have known. They were the deadliest assassins.
Needed information.
I suppose.
So they had to get it.
I suppose. And then after they found out about Sweeney, they're just calling everybody from the museum. They're just like, oh, hey, Naomi. And hey.
They called two people. And they didn't call Naomi until after... What was it? They kind of had reserves about Martin. Because they didn't call Naomi until... Was it after Martin?
It was...
Or did they call...
They called her beforehand. It was like right after Sweeney got took out, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Super memorable book.
I don't remember what order. But I know she called Martin and Naomi around the same time.
I'm throwing this in the trash.
I am too. I don't even know why I'm still playing on it.
So now I'm going to have 3 and 3, or 3 and 3 and 3. I'm an idiot sandwich.
You need to look at your picture again. Look at your reference picture.
But my reference picture did it differently than me, and I thought I could save it, but I can't.
Okay.
Well, clearly, I am the world's best tic-tac-toe player, and I just...
It can't be, worse than this.
Do you have a ghost flipping the bird.
I have a ghost flipping the bird. It was supposed to be a rose, but it's a ghost flipping me off, is what it is. So I don't know.
Oh my.
Here, let me see. It's right here. This is how artistic I am. It's a ghost flipping me off. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway.
Yeah. That's all I got on the book.
I really don't have anything either.
It's just sad because I was expecting there to be more to talk about, but there really just wasn't.
Yeah. No.
From a distance, it looks like it could be cute.
It looks like it could be cute from a distance. Maybe if you went on an angle, like
Yeah.
that instead of like this, like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, this because I just at all. This was supposed to be a heart over here. That was supposed to be a heart. And it didn't work out, so I made it a balloon, which it doesn't. It's like half deflated.
We suck at drawing.
We do. But hey, here we go.
I find it so funny. It's not. My mom was an amazing artist.
She was.
She could draw anything.
She was.
And this is her daughter.
Yeah. I was actually gonna try and draw a flower around the center of the yeah, probably not now. But yeah. Anyway. I think it's fun. The book. It's got some fun old lady sort of things or mature lady sort of things. Not enough, but there's some. The action scenes are pretty good. I think she wrote fight scenes fairly good.
Yeah.
The hand-to-hand fight scenes. I think the planning scenes were kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
The scene, some of it really was kind of clever. Like how they got the first guy with nicotine and, figuring out poisons and stuff. And some of it was really clever.
I'm Googling if that you can.
And then some of it really just wasn't. I think it would take more than a half a pack of cigarettes worth of tobacco with nicotine to be that deadly that quick. But
it wasn't a true crime.
I mean, I think Deanna Raybourn did her research. I really do.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. In 2010, this was recent. This dude from Salina, Kansas, was charged with murdering his wife with a highly unusual weapon, nicotine. They waited 16 years to bring charges and another 4 to take him to trial. Okay, I want to hear the story. Nicotine is a lethal poison and easily obtained. It's rarely used as a weapon. It's difficult to detect in a dead body.
Mm-hmm.
That's from the 1850s. Why are we talking about the 1850s? I want about the new one. In 2010, Morgan decided to kill her husband Kevin with Snapple laced with nicotine.
Ingested it. Snapple laced with nicotine.
That method failed.
That failed.
And so she had to use a shovel to bludgeon him to death instead.
Oh, well, there you go. So nicotine wasn't the murder weapon in that one.
Well, no, this one, it says that in 1994, Paul Curry used nicotine poisoning to kill his wife.
Oh.
She had been hospitalized twice before her death from mysterious illnesses. And Curry worked at a nuclear plant. When Linda died, her body not only contained nicotine, but a large amount of sleeping medication. So it sounds like he injected her with it, like a needle. Because there was a small injection site found behind her right ear. So I guess you can kill people with straight nicotine, but I don't know.
I thought I knew that, but it was like Billy took like half a pack of cigarettes, obviously split them open, put the tobacco in a jug of water, and then left it out in the sun to brew. And then they mixed it. Did they use that? This guy was at a spa and they were giving him this mud pack. And they used this nicotine tea to make the mud. So it would be absorbed in through his skin. And I just don't know that a half a pack of cigarettes would have enough nicotine to kill somebody. But yeah, I mean, I think she did do her research, so. Yay. Some stuff was fairly clever. And some stuff just really wasn't. But that's okay. That's why it landed at a 3.
How much nicotine can kill a person? The FBI is going to show up at my door.
Right.
Fatal outcomes is 0.1 to 1 gram of ingested nicotine.
Yeah, so it really isn't that much.
No.
But, in tobacco,
there's more than 500 milligrams of oral nicotine is required to kill an adult.
But, like in a cigarette, it's not all nicotine.
Right.
So I don't know. Whatever.
There's 12 milligrams. Okay. 8 to 20 milligrams of nicotine found in one cigarette. So you're gonna need a lot of cigarettes.
Like hundreds.
Yeah.
Because a milligram, how many?
A milligram would be.
How many grams
100
in a milligram? 100, or is it 1,000?
There's 100 milligrams.
Is it?
No, milli is 3, so it would be 1,000 milligrams in a gram.
But there's not like a centigram, though.
There is.
There is? Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
How did I not know that? So yeah, thousands upon thousands of cigarettes. Yeah. Not just half a pack.
No.
But anyway.
But you can, in fact, kill someone.
But you can do
with
it.
Nicotine.
You can indeed do it.
But they did it better.
So she took a little license.
Well, they had a better idea of putting it on his skin and absorbing it that way, because it said that if you ingest nicotine, then like enough to kill you, you're gonna start vomiting it up. So it probably won't work.
There you go.
As quickly or
because you'll expel it from your system.
So you gotta let that stuff soak in,
Well, there you go.
So in case anyone goes missing after this book, you know what happened to them.
You know what happened. Anyway, that's it.
Yep. I should just stop now.
I am all done.
This no longer looks like a record. Or a tic-tac-toe board, for that matter. It looks like a 3-year-old tried to paint where they shouldn't be painting and got caught.
They got caught. They got got. Well, the big empty space where all my book club books were.
I know. That's the one sad thing about doing it by quarter, is that we don't have any books.
We don't have a nice big display. But that was January's book.
Yeah. Sorry, our discussion was as bad as our art projects.
Yeah, I just
we didn't have a lot to talk about.
There wasn't a lot to dive into there, but anyway, February we are going to read this month The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. Poston.
I found out she's the same author of the 7-Year Slip. Saw that at the bookstore yesterday.
Oh.
7-Year Itch? 7-Year Slip. I don't remember.
I have no idea.
It's one of the more popular. It was on the Goodreads top romance books for Goodreads Choice. 7-year slip. So
Yeah.
hopefully that looks
Good for it.
I don't fun fact, I guess. I don't know.
And here I am with no idea what you're talking about.
We went over the Goodreads Choice Awards together, Kelly.
Well, we did, but I don't think it wasn't in the top 3, right?
No, it was
So,
it was towards the bottom of
I
the
don't
list.
know. I couldn't even tell you what the top 3 were at this point anymore. I know Emily Henry was number 1. That's about it. That's all I remember.
I don't remember what the other 2 were.
I didn't pay attention.
It's not my genre.
Yeah.
But here we
Anyway.
are.
Here we are. We are going to read The Dead Romantics this month now, and we will be having, ooh, dearie me, we're going to have a problem next month. Because the first Sunday is our church's charity auction, which is where we will be at 3:00 on that Sunday. So we will have to flip weeks, I think. Or not do it
Saturday.
Or we can't do Saturday because we'll be setting up for the charity auction on Saturday.
Not all day. Well,
Yeah,
all day.
all day. Plus, we're having confirmation in Pilsen that night, so I've got to go set it up.
Because we had to move the auction.
Right. So
Well.
we may, unless you just want to pre-record instead of doing live, then we could do that, or we could just flip weeks and do our recorded wrap up on the first week and book club on the second. But we will decide
we'll let you know.
and let you know. But just know that our discussion for this will not be live on the first Sunday like normal. We got to switch things around a little bit. So, but anyways, this is the book. Read it and join us next month at some point to talk about it.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have more to talk about.
I hope so.
More to talk about than this one.
It's a romance.
I'm still keeping this book though because it's cute.
I like the cover.
I do too. And I got a hardback off Thrift Books for like $4. So
you might as well keep it at that point.
that's right. And it's a really cute cover.
You can't draw hearts either.
Why is that so hard?
I don't know. What?
We should have stuck with making the chain, or we could have cut them out. I think I might have done a little bit better.
I think so too.
With that one. But anyway,
well,
that's it. That's that.
Yeah, that's everything.
That's everything.
So anyway, let us know down in the comments what your thoughts were on this book if you read it. I'm hoping that you read it if you've watched this whole discussion. We didn't just ruin the whole book for you, but maybe that's your thing. Let us know if you're excited for the Dead Romantics. If you've crafted with records before. It's been fun.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Well, we took a stab at it.
We tried. We took a
stab.
If you enjoyed our discussion, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, go down below the video, hit that red subscribe button, join the Everyday Adventure family so you can see our book videos every Sunday, usually.
Usually.
Yeah.
Yes. And join.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Join that channel membership because you get to have extra content. If you join over there, like members exclusive videos and early access to the non-book content for the time being.
There you go. And while you're checking all of that out, be sure and explore Amy's channel because she has more than just books. We realize books are where it's at, but sometimes it's nice to have a little variety. So she also has, those things that you do, videos.
Things, yeah.
Videos on home decor, home organization, home cleaning. She has cooking. She has a cookie bake-off, Christmas cookie bake-off.
Yeah.
There
was a lot of time and money that went into that, so please go watch those videos.
There's a lot. So all kinds of things for you to check out. And if you want to do more in the Everyday Adventurer family, she also has a blog. So you can go check that out. There's some things that go along with the videos on the channel and some things that are extra content, like Watch It Wednesdays, where she watches Netflix shows and recommends them or not, and Foodie Fridays for restaurant reviews. So check all of that out.
Yeah.
Do it now.
I can't draw straight lines either. I need to stop. I'm making it worse.
Just stop.
Yep.
Just stop.
Put the paintbrush down. Put her down. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for us today.
I think so.
Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I'm trapped in here. And all right, well, with that, I'm Amy.
And I'm Kelly.
And we are the
Everyday Epic.
We'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Oh, my
I
knees!
know. Oh, my knees!